We're done with the debate, it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. Welcome back to the channel. It's a great day to be here as the American pre-election grounds turn into a possible Copa America tournament, which ironically is being hosted on our turf. Who knew politics could be as heated as a South American soccer match?
Secret Service agents rushed former President Donald Trump off stage after shots were fired, moments after he began speaking at a Saturday evening rally in Butler County, Pennsylvania.
Things just got crazier as Donald Trump finds himself in the marked spot. It hasn't been long since Trump was placed at the center of a firing spree, and it has sparked massive reactions and hostility across the United States. Looks like the campaign trail just turned into a real-life action movie.
President in the history of our country took over, and look what happened to our country.
As we all might know, but let's brush it up briefly, on the 13th of July 2024, former President Donald John Trump, yeah, we have to start calling him John now, was out on his usual campaign in Pennsylvania, blasting Joe Biden and his administration in his characteristic sporadic and energetic manner. Who needs Netflix when you've got Trump rallies for entertainment?
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
This time, it didn't go quite as planned. From the clip, it's clear how it ended. The former president was almost lethally injured in a volley of gunfire at exactly 6:15 p.m. from an elevated position outside the venue. It seems like someone took aim high a bit too literally.
The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by. You can hear some voices there saying, "Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go?" We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you, from what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured.
It turned into a circus as Trump was immediately rushed off stage to his motorcade, blood visible on his right ear and streaking across his cheek. He pumped his fist and shouted, "Fight," to the crowd before being driven away. Talk about making a dramatic exit. Hollywood, take notes.
He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
Iconic photos and videos from this event have since gone viral, and many assume this incident has practically handed Trump the election. We can all see the tweets with the former president giving off a Mandela-esque aura, a hero of America wanted dead by his adversaries. He's channeling his inner action hero. Trumpinator, anyone? Many prominent American figures have rallied around Trump, praying for his speedy recovery. Elon Musk and many others have endorsed him, and we might as well be more certain of who will retain the White House based on current standings. Looks like the election just turned into a Marvel versus DC showdown.
A doctor standing nearby tried to help him, performing CPR.
The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here.
Sadly, a few were injured and one tragic death was reported. It is with great sorrow that we announce the passing of firefighter Corey Comparatori, who died trying to protect his family. May his soul rest in eternal peace. In a world of superheroes, he was a real-life hero.
Says the gunman was outside the cordoned-off area of the rally, standing on an elevated structure, and that he was shot and killed by a member of the agency's counter-assault.
Secret Service is seen reacting to the shooting. The shooter, now identified as Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. He was killed on that rooftop by Secret Service snipers.
On the bright side, the suspected shooter, Matthew Crooks, was killed by the Secret Service at the scene, and the FBI will investigate the incident further. This apparent attempt on Trump's life is the first time in decades that a current or former president has been targeted in a shooting. Is America really turning into a bloodbath as Trump once hinted? Or is this just the latest episode of American Horror Story politics?
Pennsylvania voting records show that he was a registered Republican. And on the day of Joe Biden's inauguration, a federal election commission record shows crooks gave $15 to the Democratic-aligned Progressive Turnout Project. Witness accounts placed crooks on a roof less than 450 feet away from Trump.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us.
On Saturday night, Trump posted on Truth Social, "I knew immediately that something was wrong when I heard a whizzing sound and felt the bullet ripping through my skin," he said. "Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening." He offered condolences to the families of the killed and injured attendees. Quite a thoughtful post from the former president, who's in pain of his own. Very well written, so peaceful and uninsulting that many think he wasn't the original writer of the post. But let's give the old man a break. Who knew he had a softer side? Or a ghostwriter? If we can outrightly accuse him of posting several conspiracies in the past without a shred of doubt or investigation, we could at least give him kudos for this as an appeasement for the horror he had just witnessed. Speaking of appeasement, the New York Times doesn't seem to consider that, and probably lacks any bit of sympathy too from recent unnecessary posts since the assassination attempt. They might need a course in Compassion 101. I might not be a fan of Trump, but things like this are way overboard. The New York Times has made itself a victim in this scenario again. It's quite too early to go on with this propaganda. The man had just been almost assassinated. This will only bring him more supporters, and his campaign will now revolve around this situation, painting a picture of political cabinets and media manipulating the system against him, and even trying to take him out. It's like giving him a sympathy vote on a silver platter. It's even more disturbing that several Americans believe the assassination attempt was staged. Who the hell stages an attempt where the target is his head? Again, I might not be a Trump fan, but it was clearly an assassination attempt. Someone was killed, some injured, and recent news reports it to be a registered Republican voter. If Trump wanted to stage something like this, he would obviously hire a Democrat. So there's no point in spreading such fallacies and subjecting the country to more danger because this only masks the gravity of the situation. Maybe these conspiracy theorists should consider a career in fiction writing.
Last night, there is no place in America for this kind of violence or any violence for that matter.
In the early hours post the attempted assassination, many Republicans had yanked out narratives that the Democrats and President Joe Biden were involved in the attack, trying to act out on the recently unveiled presidential immunity law. By the way, that was a made-up Twitter quote at the start of this video, probably by some misguided MAGA supporters. This, which is obviously a farce, is another bad reaction by Americans in what is turning out to be a pre-election period to forget. Twitter would really need a fact-check filter stronger than my morning coffee.
Crooks lived in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, about an hour's drive south of Butler, where the rally took place.
Thomas Crooks.
He graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. He seemed to have little social media presence.
Now that the shooter has been verified to be a Republican voter, we can probably all chalk off that narrative. Although theories like that of J.D. Vance suggest that narratives from the leftists on Trump being a fascist, Hitler, and whatsoever is the real reason his life is in danger at the moment. It's a bold claim that might have some truth, but hey, all these have potential truths in them. It's not really their fault in calling him an authoritarian. Have you seen Project 2025? At this rate, we need popcorn for this drama.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people.
Donald Trump has also spread extremely bad narratives about Joe Biden countless times. And who knows? Biden might still be alive because he has the best security in all of the United States being the president. So if we're pointing fingers, it has to be both ways. It's like a never-ending game of political ping pong.
That he's doing well and recovering, and we had a short but good conversation. Jill and I are keeping him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victim who was killed. He was a father. He was protecting his family from the bullets that were being fired, and he lost his life.
As expected, President Joe Biden issued a consolation remark following the catastrophic event. "I have been briefed on the shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. I'm grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well. I'm praying for him and his family and for all those who were at the rally as we await further information. Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service for getting him to safety. There's no place for this kind of violence in America. We must unite as one nation to condemn it." An astoundingly honest remark from the current president, debunking claims of his involvement in trying to oust the former president. Biden being Biden, trying to keep it presidential, literally.
We're praying for President Trump and most especially for the audience member at his rally who was killed tonight by political violence, by the shooting at his rally. So prayers.
There have also been several reactions from national figures all around the country condemning the act, as they should. Nancy Pelosi, former President Barack Obama, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and many others echoed the strong theme of political violence has no place in our country and showed strong support for Donald Trump amidst the hostile situation at hand. It's like the Avengers uniting against a common threat: political violence.
The truth of the matter is these people are going to commit these horrifying crimes, whether they have to use another weapon to do it with. They're going to figure out a way to do it.
I can't assure the American people there's any law we can pass to stop this shooting.
Regarding Republicans pointing fingers at Trump, there are reminders that it's in their interest that guns like AR-15s are being armed by civilians, especially in campaigns. A situation President Joe Biden and the Democrats are strongly trying to detract from the Constitution. People like Mike Collins need to be suspended for inciting unvalidated tweets like this, which is a danger to democracy. Looks like Twitter needs a reality check.
Here's what we're going to do. First, Mr. Trump, as a former president and nominee of the Republican Party, already receives a heightened level of security. And I've been consistent in my direction to the Secret Service to provide him with every resource, capability, and protective measure necessary to ensure his continued safety. All security measures for the Republican National Convention, which is...
The president has also nobly ordered a pause on all outbound communications and is working to pull down television ads concerning Trump as quickly as possible for his safety, according to a Biden campaign official. Hopefully, this will be the last of such scenarios. Fingers crossed, America. Let's keep it peaceful.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down.
Watch out.
Credit to Trump for always bringing comedy into anything. This was a sure shocker. What would have happened if the most popular American political figure, aka Orange Turd, was shot dead? It might have been another civil war. Whatever happened that day, let's hope it's a glitch. This is America, not Russia or some wild African country. Or is it? Thanks for tuning in. What a Call of Duty epic, don't you say? Once again, may the soul of firefighter Corey Comparatori rest in perfect peace. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on all things politics. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who and what do you think is behind all of this, or is it just a casual attack as it's displayed currently? Until next time, stay curious.